I still see you in my spec hood.
Do you now?
Yes. Still in there, but that's okay.
Really?
I can make it work, yeah. Nah, you're good now. Yep.
Alright. Alright, and with that being said, and with that being done, we are going live here with the first round. Once again, guys, Team Table Flip taking on Team Babadook. Babadook on your Survivor half, with T-Flip on the SI for this first round. And let's see what things can, how things kick off here for Team Babadook. You can go and take away the first hit.
Yeah, right now we have Team Babadook making their way up. It looks like a rocket boom was going to go in, but it missed. Here comes a Hunter pouncing in the back. We do have a pull on the sideways spot. Pounce is going to land with some spit damage. This boomer's still waiting to go in. He's going to spawn and just try to get an arc boom. It does land a nice double boom. So we do see a little bit of chip going in. Not much, actually. We're being honest with ourselves here. But it looks like there was a failed rocket boom there.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. That would have been a much better initiation for the attack if it actually managed to land, because they did have two survivors actually looking up at that roof at the time with the rocket boom attempting to go in. But regardless, though, it did fail. But the attack still yielded a little bit of damage there with the hunt spit and the jock or smoke that landed. Tank will also be up at 85% of the way through the map, which is already spawned, I believe, because she's not on my spec hut anymore. So I'm just
yep, she is down the alleyway, which they're not there yet. And yes, the tank's probably going to spawn on the other side of these buildings here, so looks like gonna see how Team Babadook sets up to crown the switch here. Do see a Hunter right on top of the roof, jockey on the other roof. It's a really crisscross spawns here. One behind them too, which is startled right now. Looks like Sideways Box wants to be the guy to crown this unless they're gonna draw crown it. Hunter is already pre-spawned up on the top level.
Indeed, and the Hunter has to be a little bit cautious there because you can actually see his shadow on the backside of the building there if you're looking at it. So they can actually see that he's up there if they're looking up, which they probably are. And the Hunter is waiting for a survivor to go for that quick crown. They're probably going to have to be forced to draw here. They're probably aware that the SI are obviously set up on it at this point in time. And with the actually accidental crouch, the survivors do look up, get a little bit chip. Sideways goes in for the crown, does grab it. Beautiful heads-up play by Swift, knowing the Hunter was running away. Jockey latching on to coach in the back, but that is a dead witch, plus 20 points for Team Babadook, and they're in good shape here to go get the tank.
Yeah, now they have time to run forward, spawn this tank up, and then just run back to get themselves set up. That was a really nice job. I thought that Hunter had a really good position up there. I'm not sure who that was, but it just looked like it was crouching to make noise, and then it worked out for Sideways in the end to get that crown.
Yeah, actually, I think that was might have been a misclick on his or on his part, I should say. I don't think he actually wanted to make that noise because it made the survivors look up, which they obviously weren't doing already, unfortunately. But that crouch kind of didn't play into their favor. But this tank is up, and it's in the hands of Han, who is also streaming. His Twitch name is twitch.tv/NNAH. I think that's it. There's something else after Han spelled backwards, though. Hold on, I can figure this out real quick.
L-E-E.
Indeed it is.
Lee.
So it's Lee with two N's. So N-N-A-H-L-E-E. Pretty good player. Very well known in the community. If you guys want to go ahead and hit him up with a follow, he's a pretty good guy. But yeah, so this tank is in the hands of Han. We do have both war rooms for both teams. That's what I was setting up at the very last moment there before we went live. Dill messaged me and he was like, hey, you know, we want to do a war room too. So we do have both. And
Good guy, Dill.
Yeah, good guy, Dill. Keeping everyone in the loop. What's going on?
I guess we could take it to an effective war room. Is that what we want to hear?
Yeah, because this tank's probably not going to play it out too long, so let's go ahead and toss it right over to Team Table Flip War Room.
Set up. You can bring the car if you want. And then we can get the boom off when they try to run away.
Is this?
Huh?
I don't really know where to boom from. Fuck.
Up here, like the jockey's at.
I can get it.
Your coach is watching this though.
Here's the ghost scene. Gotta hurry up.
Alright.
Look for that boomer.
Yeah. Just go and I'll get it. Nice okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
what the
bro.
fuck? You got cleared? Damn.
I got
You-
this other one. All three of them are boom.
They're common left right
They're all
now.
boom.
Get it. Reposition yourself.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Reposition
HP.
yourself, huh?
Oh, nice.
that
Yeah.
back.
Easy.
Damn.
Go for the other purple. What? Nice.
Oh, fuck it. I land your back. I jump. Nice swipe.
We're back, and as the head finished up there, nice swipe coming out there by Team Tailflip. Beautiful tank by Han. He actually got that first in cap out onto, I believe it was Ellis or Swib inside the bar there, and only took 2,000 HP damage.
Yeah, I think that boom was huge. They had a huge boom, lots of comments coming in, and then the tank was just able to pin who needed to pin. Made a really, really nice play, and then it was unfortunate at the end that tank made it out because I think it was sideways box. Yeah, I think it was sideways box. As Ellis, all he needed was one more melee hit, and then tank was dead, and then who knows, maybe he could have got his teammates up there, but it just didn't go his way. I thought it was a really nice tank too. He didn't overcommit. He listened to his team, it looks like. And just played a really, really nice tank there.
Yeah, he actually put a lot of trust into the boomer on team or table flip side. The boomer wasn't able to actually get that pre-boom before the commitment, but he said, you know what, just throw the tank in and I will get that boom for you. And he did just that. He started off with a single boom, and I believe he proxied onto 2 others. So once again, really
Yeah,
well
that
played
boom was
there.
huge.
Yeah, that called
Not
in so
often
much
do you
horde.
see a boom come in with the tank, and I think it's underrated.
Yeah,
Especially
I mean,
in that spot, it's a good boom.
yeah, because you get all the common spawns coming off the roof and inside the corridor. But anyway, first stack coming in here, though. Smoker pulling us up against the railing. No charger to capitalize on top of that, though. But we do see a little bit of spit damage going out there onto Han, and he's going to go ahead and push forward and get that witch up.
I think somebody else just took a little bit of spit damage, running a little too soon through the dead spit. And getting a little common locked here. I thought they were going to try to make a bigger push for it, but they're really doing a thorough job of just clearing out all these commons, really setting themselves up for the tank attack that's later. But we do have that witch up ahead. And right now it's not looking like the greatest attack for this witch, but they'll have to make it work.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a Spitter, Hunter, Smoker, and a Jockey. Once again, they have that option of going for the quick crown, but they do also have some good SI that can immediately capitalize on top of that close enough encounter with the Witch. If they get too close, they can smoke them into it, they can hunt them, or just go scratch the Witch and cause an immediate aggro. But Han going for the crown does actually miss a beautiful hunt or Witch. Oh no! She gets one scratch. Hunter actually has a tri-cap with Han stuck in spit. He's not down just yet, and Han gets up out of spit, starts to clears. What a hit! Whew. Holy crap!
That's huge.
That was massive amount of damage. Well, what just happened? Han went for the quick crown. The Hunter immediately pounced on top of him and kind of intercepted. And then the Hunter got, what is that, like, trick slid off, kind of? Where you get melee and you tumble off?
Yeah, he did a roll. It looked up the classic Hunter barrel roll, but I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure on that. It was like a half draw crown. It was like real close draw crown. And it just didn't work out. It was a really good hit by Team Babadook. And right now we do have the tank up in the hands of Sideways Box. If we want to take it over to a Babadook war room.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, this boomer goes in, lands double. That's going to be probably a commit. I'm going to go and twist over really quick. Team Babadook, keep it coming.
Alright. Not yet. Let's go. Get hit.
One more.
Fucking coach.
You get out.
Dude. Going right away.
And that is unfortunately the tank down for Sideways Box and Team Babadook, but a lot of damage being pushed out. And just one more thing I want to push back onto that Witch about. That would have actually been a wipe if it was Pro Mod, unfortunately. Because that Witch did get a hit on top of Coach, but as we know in EQ, it doesn't actually take one scratch. It takes 2 scratches. The Witch does kind of tank punch you away, though. It's kind of like a balancing mechanic, but that would have been a wipe in Pro Mod. That was insane. But regardless, good tank there by Swib, not getting the wipe, unfortunately, but taking away pretty much all the health bonus and pushing out a lot of damage as well.
Really nice boomer pod by David there. We do have a smoker spawned up, just making some noise right now. Charger is going to come in, pull, and charge lines. Pounce onto Hib. Hib is still pulled. Charger's down. So they get a little bit of extra damage on them just before they get in the safe room. I just wanted to make a quick comment about that tank as well. Saw a really good separation at the start, but then and a really good boom just before the tank went in. We had a 2 boom, but then it's just the charger and the jockey just couldn't find what they needed. It was just too split. I think it was Nick. It was Nick. I'm not sure who Nick was there, but he jumped up on top of the van and cleared pretty much both charger and jockey and left the tank in a really awkward position. Doing a rock in a hard place. He just had to hide and try to mitigate damage before his teammate was up.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely very good command control. I think it was Coach who popped up in the van. I think it was. I could be mistaken, though. But regardless, Coach did a good job of keeping all the common away from his teammates, shooting them all from the top of the van, which also helped him stay away from the tank because the tank didn't really feel like jumping up on top of the van, only get juked out by Coach. But regardless, we are going to go into the second map here. Score is 420 to 195 in favor of Team Table Flip. So it's really as close as we thought it would be. I was honestly expecting a wipe there with that tank, though. But, I mean, they got the damage regardless. They wiped out a lot of health bonus. And we're going into a quick ready up here onto the second map. Team Table Flip on your survivor half. Team Babadook on the SI. And Bowflex, you can take it away.
Yeah, right now, Team Table Flip is just going to want to clear out some comments here, try to bait out some spawns. Maybe they might. It looks like they're going to try to drop. The Spitter's going to go just spawn up and make some noise right now. Hunter looks like he wants to wall kick. He's already spawned up from the other side of Van. So it's looking like they want to do a little bit of a quick play and maybe drop that boom down there too. Maybe get some stumble. Here comes the Hunter right now. He's going to, whoa, he's going to get shut down. Boomer. Oh my God. Lust. You're nuts right now. Ah, that was Lutz. Holy. He cleared pretty much everything there. Oh, we already have an early tank up right now in the hands of Kebab Master, which, as we all know, is Bravo. Bravo tank. Oh, and it looks like Team Table Flip is going to push out into the open here.
Yeah, and for those of you who are unaware what Lush just did there, actually, while he was smoked, he got the Boomer Pop who was rocketing in.
That was
and
nuts.
that was a really nice shot. The Boomer exploded around the corner of the screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, tank is up in the hands of Bravo here. Attack kind of faking its way in there, slowly but surely trying to get a rock here for him. But yeah, this tank probably won't be all that too noisy in their warm, so we'll keep it here for a little bit until he looks like he wants to commit, because they're just going to play rock tank, I assume, for the first pass and a half.
Yeah, this is definitely a really hard tank to play, especially against a really good team such as Table Flip. But both these teams are really high skilled. And Coach Lust, oh, they're just getting aggressive on this tank. This is really aggressive stuff. They're trusting the calls right now that the spawns are up, but right now they got to be making their way out. They're going to get trapped in here, and at least group up. They might get a pull. Oh, they just missed the pull out. They got a real split here on Nick. He is common lock. They could probably pull him. They're going for it. They got him. No! Tank. Oh, it's unfortunate, but maybe he can try to get the separation paths right now.
Yeah,
I don't know about these calls. He's got to pull out, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a really aggressive play there by Hib. It did work out. Nice rock over the wall, hitboxing Nick. And they actually have a scout up in the hands of Coach now, who's just going to town right now on Bravo. And that's actually quite a bit of damage onto Nick, but it's definitely better than it could have been. Nice double boom. That's going to let Bravo go ahead and rotate around.
They're probably going for attack right now, which they are doing. Looks like he's just trying to get a rock right now. Hunter's pouncing around. Hunter is going to lance right now. Here comes a rock. Rock's going to land. Bravo's going to be able to keep that tank just a little bit longer. And not to mention, he's still on the first pass here, so he's got lots of rage, but not the health to work with. But he just plays his tank smart. He can just hold him there. I'm assuming Team Table Flip is going to want to push this tank, though. As soon on next spawns, they know spawns are almost up here. They're not going to risk it. Oop. This tank is almost dead, but if he could just hold on for a little bit here, they might be able to get a double boom here. Boom, no, pop by Hib.
Yeah, and actually tank is on its second pass. So pretty much 2 shots here from the scout will be enough to kill him. Hunter passing arm back, trying to get some distraction here for this tank. And actually, Coach, with this higher ground here angle, should be able to pick the tank when he starts throwing this rock. And indeed, there goes. Oh, that was actually some chip from shotgun. Tank does AI though, and it's gonna get put down really quick here though. 1 shot, 2 shot, that's a dead tank. So actually, decent damage. They didn't get any in cap, but they took away all the health of Hib and actually pushed a bit onto Lus as well.
Yeah, I thought that was a really smart play from Team Babadook. But it was just unfortunate the smoker was just a little bit too late to separate that guy from his team, and the tank could have made a play to intercept that or not. It kind of put his tank in a really awkward position. Right now we do have a hit up. is not ready to come in yet, but the Hunter's just pouncing around. It looks like this Boomer wants to drop from the top of the bridge, and Smoker's going to pull from behind.
Watch out!
In a clever play. Looks like most things are on the bridge, but this Spitter is really far away. I don't know if the Spitter's going to attack. It might just be a 3 attack here, and it looks like it's going to be a nice pop from him. Hunter's going to go in. We do have a pull going back. Hunter is going to land for a little bit of damage and be cleared. Looks like they just wanted to save that Spitter, try to get a Charger for an attack here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. They had a pretty rough hit there for the alleyway if they were actually going to save it for the entirety of it. Rochelle does get locked outside the door there for a little bit, so it's going to actually give the SI a couple more seconds to get that spawn up. And as another thing that should be pointed out in EQ as well, the hordes are not infinite. There are set amounts of common that will spawn. 240 common, though, for this event, and that's not a little amount of common at all. It is quite a large number. But anyway, attack coming in here though. Jockey and shot down. Charger does land. Nice double charge. Spit goes down. It's not going to find target though. Actually did find Coach there on the tail end of it just for a little bit of damage. Les will drop around 25 HP due to that Spit. And Spitter still going and grabbing him one scratch onto Rochelle. But good hit. Not really all that much else to really be said about that. They got quite a nice amount of damage as was stated. But they should be able to definitely reach at least the top level of scaffolding where the alarm button is to turn it off. But there will be another attack coming up here in around 5 seconds max. Actually, 3 of them already have their ghosts. It's going to be a Hunter, Boomer, Charger, and a Smoker. Nick makes his way to the top of the scaffolding, is going to go ahead and push that button, and that will stop the event here. Smoker has a pull on to Nick. Hunter goes in, looking for an interception here. Will grab a nice double cap happening with a boom onto David. Charger. Actually, unfortunately, that was onto him. So that is affecting the damage bonus, but health bonus-wise, not really going to be doing that much.
Yeah. But Smoker is still up. He's just kind of bobbing and weaving, trying to stay alive for his team. That was a really aggressive push from Team Table Flip there to get the button. It was a really good play, though, because sent Hib, who is really doesn't matter at this point for their health bonus. He's just there to take damage. He's there to be the sponge. And we did see an attack before this. That double charge did land, and that Spit just barely missed. I'm surprised they even got the clear. He got the down. It was a really nice charge, and Spit is just unfortunate to spread the opposite way. We do have a Hunter going up, and we do have a Witch on the other side here. Assuming it's going to be a draw crown here from Team Table Flip.
Yeah, that definitely seems like the safest way to go about this, unless Les wants to actually go for some headshots on the Witch, which is just as risky pretty much, because if the SI go in, then you just have the Witch going in anyway. But anyway, Proxy here onto Rochelle, and that will cause Team Table Flip to actually back up a little bit here. Though Smoker's still looking for that pull forward, though, towards the Witch. But I don't think he's going to have really a good angle, because it looks like, yeah, she's actually kind of off to the side, though.
Yeah. She's an angle Witch, which is not right in the open, which is kind of a nice change-up, too. It makes the draw crown a little bit different, but he's got to shoot it from the side here. It looks like he wants to shoot it. He's just baiting. Nice, really bait. Now he goes for the draw crown. He's getting some shots up, gets the pull, misses. Oh, he gets it. Witch is still up right now, gets it down. She's still swinging, but no. She is down now. We do have a nice damage, but again, we had a little bit of damage going on to Lust, but everything going on to Hib, on to Nick. So, really, the health bonus is still intact here for Team Table Flip.
And I don't actually know why my health bind is actually saying that in all chat. I think I have to change it. But regardless, really nice hit there. Something interesting that what actually happened was the Witch hit Nick, and then the Charger took him mid-air and drug him back the other way, because of how the Witch actually kind of does like a tank punch on them. That was actually pretty interesting. But regardless, one last hit here for Team Babadook. They're going to spit the save from just a delay. Smoker gets a brief pull onto Nick there, and that's going to be the entire attack, easily dismantled by Team Table Flip. And they're going to walk in the save with around a 400 health bonus, it seems. Yeah, it's going to be as soon as it pops up, 408 health bonus for Team Table Flip after the second map. So it's going to rocket them up to a 1328 health bonus, or 1328 score, I should say, for the 2 rounds. And we're going to see really a big answer here from Team Babadook.
Yeah, they're going to have to play Stellar Survivor half here. I thought for sure, like, they did do good damage on that tank, Team Babadook. I thought they definitely could have done more with that Smoker pull there. Nick was so calm and locked. I thought they were going to get it, and just really a big separation. That was really aggressive play for Team Table Flip to be in the reef area, the statue area, as we call it, I guess it would be. And they almost got caught for it. They got lucky that Hib's the only one who really took damage out of that, because I thought Team Babadook was going to maybe even get the wipe there, because they were in such bad position. We do have a Spit going out, just a delay. Spitter is going to go down, but that's going to keep Team Babadook in the safe room, so it's given time, because this tank does spawn pretty early, and it looks like they're setting up for that to keep them there.
Yeah, this is actually very detrimental. I mean, they can actually stay right here. The boomer very fortunately did actually become the tank, so that's an AI boomer who's going to start waddling his way in, it seems. But they can actually stay back here because the car there is not actually hittable anymore. But this tank is up in the hands of Hib, and this is going to be a commit tank. You can't really play a rock tank with this, so let's go ahead and toss it right over to a T-flip.
When you want it? No, I'm just.
Not hittable anymore. Go now.
Fucking gift skeeted me.
I'm almost dead. Nice.
Nice.
And a very quick tank there taken by Team Babadook. They do actually manage to get one in-cap out on the coach with that tank. Some good SI support as well, causing a bit of separation. And they actually almost had a tri-cap out of that if the Hunter landed.
Yeah, it was really close. It was really unfortunate for Dylan, who went down. He dead stopped that jockey, you know, it's just one of those things. He dead stops jockey and he's trying his best to move, and the jockey lands again. This is his M2 was probably fatigued and he just got caught off by that, but the tank did about the same damage as Team Babadook did as their tank, so right now we're about even. So now it's just going to come down to great survivor play from Team Babadook to make this map with a better health bonus.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So we'll see Smoker coming from the back, getting his tongue cut on the tree. Hunter does land the repounce, though, actually on Nick for this interception. Smoker's just going to get cut down in his prime there, not having any luck there with the other SI down. And this Boomer going to go for a little bit of a suicidal boom.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was what was going through his mind right there. He's like, oh god, this ain't going to work.
It looks like I'm probably thinking out line here, but he thought they were probably going to run towards that way for some reason, and he spawned up just in anticipation, and then he just never came. And it was just, well, I better go kill myself. This isn't happening.
Pretty much. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see Team Flip attack once more here, since they have a Spitter, Smoker, Jockey, and a Hunter. So this isn't the best ally hit that you would want to ask for, and we might see them throw it in here in hopes of actually getting a charge spit. They might save the spit, though, but the other three, they'll probably throw in.
Yeah, it's looking like they want it, but the Spitter is with him. I think it's looking like almost like they want to go for a full attack. Like, you know what, let's just get some damage in here, boys, and they are doing that. We do have a Jockey landing now. Spit onto the Jockey. Lots of damage going in on a Rochelle. That's a huge amount of damage right there. Dropping Bravo down. A lot. That was a good hit.
Yeah, that was actually really well executed. Yeah,
so that is what Team Tip Flip wanted to do. They wanted to send everything in. They're like, you know what? We know we got no tank here. We're gonna attack them later on. And look, they're gonna have the spawns up by the time Team Babadook's probably at the end of this hallway, so they'll have spawns up for it. Maybe not have the Charger spit like most teams want, but actually they get it anyways.
That's actually very interesting. Boomer going for a rock boom, not going to get it though. Lands on the other side of the fence. Charger dropping from the top, lands a nice, beautiful quick charge. Spit goes down on top of it as well. Actually, that might have gone a little bit too far. No, actually, that did actually spread back forward onto Nick. And that's going to be a lot of damage to the health bonus. And once again, T-Flip systematically picking apart the health bonus of Team Babadook here. First it was Dill, then it was Bravo, and now they're working on a Stoopy. And unfortunately, the only green bar that left is Swib. So if I were him right now, I'd be actually on my toes about this next hit.
Yeah, basically right now Team Babadook is just everybody who's got a little bit of solid health just got to keep that solid health. At least keep you in this game. Because they weren't down by much heading out of map 1. They're down about, what, 300 points? So that's about it right now. Team Babadook is trying to make their way up. Boom is going to spawn. Boom is going to get 2 Boom. We got a Jockey up on top. He's going to jump in right now. He misses. He gets shut down. Charger coming. Oh, he gets leveled. And Smoker is now like, what do I do? What more can I do? He's getting chased though. Oh, Dylan. Dylan, very clever play. He goes for it anyways and gets the clear. So right now the button is turned off. And Team Table Flip should, yeah, they'll have time for everything to set up for the switch because that door is not open yet. So I wonder if we'll see another hit before then or if they're just going to stay for the switch. I think they're probably going to go for a hit just to really wreck that health bonus.
I would say it's probably just going to depend on how safe they feel actually going for a hit right now and how well. Like, if they think that the Witch is obviously there's a lost cause they're probably going to go for. But that Hunter going anyway. Boomer spawning from behind. He gets a nice quad boom. Hunter getting skied. Jockey latching on to Else. And that is Swib. Dragging him through the spit. Boomer proxying through the fence. Swib's health bonus gets demolished.
Oh, wow.
That is a dead health bonus on Swib. And now his Stoopy transfers into the highest lead in health bonus here for Team Babadook. And they still have this Wish to take. Coach does have a shotgun though. So they might want to
they really gotta hurry if they want to do this. It looks like they're just gonna have to clear it and just draw it now. They wasted too much time. That was a really, really nice boom from Team Table Flip. Coach looks like he wants to shoot it. Coach is Dylan, and it looks like Sideways Box is with him. They're going to shoot him. Sideways Box to the side. He's just shooting her, getting some meat shots at Dylan. He's going to go down! Oh, no.
And actually, they also still have this tri-cap, I believe. They have a Smoker, Charger, and a Hunter. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and opt to save it. They're going to have that spit up because the Boomer obviously just got popped. So they're going to go ahead and wait for that boom, or I mean the spit, to come up with this next hit. And they're going to try and go for possibly a wipe here. But that seems a little unrealistic. But damage on the least on a Stoopy will be coming out.
Yeah, it looks like they're, if anything, they're going to try to get some in cap here, but they're waiting for that charge spit. Here comes the pull. The Hunter's going to go in. Charger's going to do a Misty, but we do have a pounce and save from him. He can block that save from a couple punches. So there's a little bit of damage, extra damage going in there. That's probably going to be the round right there, but a lot of good work done by Team Table Flip.
Yeah, a little unfortunate of a play there by Stoopy. Unfortunately, he didn't close the door, and the Hunter just followed him right into the safe room and pounced on him. But regardless, they do make their way to the safe room, and that's the big factor here. They will close that gap down, but overall, between two rounds, it does wind up to around a 500-point differential, 1328 to 847 going into the third map. It's only 500 points, but with that being said, it is EQ, so every bit of health bonus does matter a little bit more because it's not that easy to make a huge round with. We did actually see some huge rounds in round one, but regardless of that, we're not going to see that when these two big teams start going up against each other like we will be seeing in these following weeks. So we will be going to the third map here. Once again, T-Flip up by around 500 points, a little less than that, and we'll see really if Babadook can actually find an answer here to come back.
Yeah, no, definitely. This third map is a little hard to make up ground on. Everybody knows that because there's so many chokes. The fourth map is usually where a team could make the comeback. But we can see here, Team Babadook could really surprise us maybe with a wipe if there's an early tank, or just a wipe in general, right? Just good attacks all around, and then make the map. But these teams are so good. It's going to be a hard game.
Yeah,
I'm going live.
Indeed we are. So first attack looks like it's going to be a Spitter, Jockey, Smoker, and a Charger. Expect to see that Smoke set up one up for the Charger to take with the Spit. But we'll see what Team Babadook actually elects to do here. Team Table Flip obviously on the survivor's side looking to push out the safe room. They'll probably go all together. We see all too often teams that keep one or two people inside the safe room. Those are the ones that end up getting hit the most. But Smoker's setting up for the charge. It misses. The charge. Jockey does actually land on a coach though. And that's going to be a pretty well taken by or attack by Table Flip action. This charge is going to go looking around for a single punch and not going to find it. But that was actually really well taken. And that was unfortunate the Charger missed that.
Yeah, just a little bit of chip onto Hib, aka Coach, but yeah, it's unfortunate that Charger just missed the pull. Charging the pulled guy, sorry. Really good job by Table Flip to shut that down.
Indeed. So we'll see the tank coming up at 29%. That should be pretty much just over this drop by the shack up ahead, which at 67, that's like... I think that's before they drop into the sewer, but regardless, Boomer working with the Smoker to get that pull. Rochelle is separated inside the room up top. Jockey goes in, doesn't land the first latch, and actually gets shut down there. Nice play by Lust, keeping himself safe from that damage. And that could actually be pretty detrimental if that landed on the Lust. I mean, the Spit was in the process of wearing out, though, so the Sarge would have been able to clear him, hopefully, very quickly.
Yeah, and we saw a rocket, but he's taking a little bit. We do have the tank up. I thought that rocket boom almost missed all his boom, and the Coach just got lucky on that, but he did get hit finally. We do have the tank up in the hands of Dildo. He's making his way in right now as the survivors are just going to fall back into your typical field area.
See, and this is... What was that? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and this is where we really see the dynamic of the Scout, or really I should just say Scope, because you can either get the Op or Scope, but Rochelle does have it, is in her hands, aka Lust. And this is where we really see that dynamic come into play, because the tank can't play that rock tank that we like to do. LOS really isn't a factor once that scope's in play, and we'll actually see him hit the car into play. That's actually a nice spot for the car. It's over there by the fire. So we can see Lust actually work really well, or not Lust, but Dildo play this tank really well with that car if he can get some good SI support. But as you were saying, would you like to kick it over to a Team Babadook as he commits?
Yes.
Let's go and kick it right over.
No, we'll support you. I'll call this in, did I say? Wait, just wait. Wait. Let's go.
I'm waiting.
Let's go. I got Han. Nice!
Melee.
Get hit! Oh!
Shit.
Would've been a wipe.
Very, very unfortunate for their team Babadook. Beautiful damage though, but they came so close to that wipe if that jockey had landed.
Yeah, that was a really good job. The tank was in the hands of Dylan. He left the car there. They can't push forward now. That's a really good play, and he has the tri-cap to go with it. One thing that I will mention from this, I probably saw it. Hib just meleeed the tank so much there. He had 46% of the damage on the tank. He was just meleeing the tank the whole time he was in, and not worrying. And then he turned around and just happened to get the M2 on the jockey, which would have been the tri-cap. So Hib played that one really smart. Just did a lot of damage. We do have an attack coming in right now. We do have a single boom and a charge in the back. Spit is going to go down on that. Jockey lands too. Right to intercept. So that's a lot of damage right now happening onto Hib, who I was just talking about. So there's the rest of the health bonus, because that Hib took no damage in that tank fight.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Hib just beating on the tank with the baton. All I heard was that on the tank's back. Like the tank had his whole screen must have been red, because he was really getting beat up by the baton. But regardless, beautiful hit there to actually capitalize on the positioning and that boom that initiated that hit. And Hib losing all of his health bonus to that. Another boom going in does get popped, though, on the other side of the fence. And we're going to see a Smoker and Hunter working their way in. I believe there is one more side. A Spitter, actually. So if this Hunter can land, they're going to spit on top of it. Hunter going in. Not landing just yet. Does finally land. Spit actually bouncing off of the side of the shack. And that's going to be a get up animation on Rochelle, who's actually safe in the corner. What?
Okay. It just spreads perfectly around her.
Oh, I don't even. What a spread
Left
there.
4 Dead 2.
Left 4 Dead 2, where the spit does not make any sense. Spit on the bottom of a hill, spreads up it.
Yeah, there's some weird spreads in this game. Everybody knows that, and that's probably why we love this game so much and keep coming back to it. Looks like Team Babadook is going to set up for a hit on the bottom side here. Boom's going to drop in. Nice proxy boom right now. Jockey's going to make his way in. Jockey's making his way in from the back. Charge is going to miss. Jockey is already cleared. There's a pole. Nice and clear on that charger, so everything shut down pretty good. No damage, real damage going in. David has most of the health bonus right now, and a little bit of solid health onto Han. Other than that, right now, Team Babadook has got to be happy with themselves. There's a lot of damage happening right now. Obviously, they would have been more happy if they got the wipe in that tri-cap. Way she goes. But if you're looking at damage point, it's pretty good. But nice push-up from Team Tableflip. Really, they're going to try to attack on the bottom. Oh, they got separation right now. They got a 2-2. The clears are going on. They got a pounce on the bottom. Finally clears that. Hunter Jockey's going to land. Now Charger's punching in the dark. If he can land, he's just got to... He lands another one? Is he still going?
No, he's actually killed off now. That was a huge missed opportunity there by Team Babadook, I think. I mean, they could have... If that charger landed on the coach, that would have been an easy double cap. With the one free SI still up, I think they would have been the jockey. But regardless, Team Tableflip taking it like champs, moving their way up through the car alarm block, not triggering a single alarm as of yet. They are getting common locked here, though, and this Hunter is spawned up behind them now.
Yeah, looks like they want to go for this attack, and they are. So there's a pull back into the car. Nice, clear. He got stuck on the fence. That's unfortunate. Hunter is going to land for a bit. Jockey's trying to get back into the spit, but not going to land. That pull was unfortunate. He went right into the fence pole, and it would have dragged him probably into the car. He got lucky on that clear, but unfortunate again, Team Babadook. But yeah, like you said on that sewer hit, Team Tableflip was so aggressive on that. They like, no, we're going for this, and Hip just crowns the witch as we're talking, but they're so aggressive pushing up that they just didn't capitalize on Team Babadook did. Right now, sorry, while we're talking, I do have a hit coming in. Jockey is going to land. Split damage coming on for a little bit, and the pole cleared instantly. It was just unfortunate that Charger missed. Chargers are hard to land these days, I find.
Yeah, I'm actually not too sure why the Charger charged off to the left side of the drivers. They were actually stacked up, two of them actually up against the fence, clearing the smoke as the other one was pulled. And for some reason, the Charger just really whipped his mouse to the left and pressed the left click. I'm not too sure why he did that. But regardless, we'll see them making the way. Probably one last hit here coming in from Team Babadook. The health bonus is probably absolutely 0 at this point for Team Tableflip, but we'll see what the final score is once they close that station. I don't foresee them actually getting wiped here, though, with the amount of health they have left. Boomer walking his way, not going to find any victim to actually proxy onto. And this Charger's losing spawns. He does finally grab a spawn, though. Looking for Charger, only gets a stumble onto Ellis and or Nick, I should say. Hunter getting skied out of there. Nice spit damage, though. Dropping it down in between 3 survivors, and that's going to be actually quite a bit of damage.
And an achievement going out to Bravo there. He gets a little achievement for Left 4 Dead 2 there. Now some good spit damage at the end. They were just basically, their spawns were getting pushed in, so they had to make a move for it. And the Charger went in and just get a little bit of stumble. But that free spit was actually really nice because Nick did get common locked into it. But overall, if I was Team Babadook right there, yeah, they made the map, but you know, nothing really too exciting about Team Table Flip's score. I mean, they had them all bleeding, and you know what more can you do? Pretty much all the chokes after that, once you drop down from the bridge, is just there's not a whole lot you can do. Their team's probably gonna make it unless they're like 1 HP, like limping their way in black and white kind of thing. Then you're probably gonna get a wipe, but there. So I wouldn't be too upset if I was Team Babadook right now.
No, they did great damage. Once again, they only walked in with a 108 health bonus, I believe it was. So definitely not anything absurdly huge. I mean, if they can take this tank really well, like if for whatever reason Table Flip plays this tank long or they don't commit it right away, we could definitely see a lot of chipping pushed out by the scope onto the tank early on. Pretty much making it into a dead tank. Because if that tank gets down to around 3,500 to 4,000 HP, the chances of it doing anything at all is really slim to none by the time it commits. But we'll see what they actually decide to do here. Looks like we are on live here with the second half. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. You were watching the Equilibrium Cup number 4. Team Table Flip taking on Team Babadook in the second round of the regional group stages. There is one more match of the regional group stages, I believe. But regardless, attack coming in here, though. Smoker ground to pull on to Nick here, though. Charter gets absolutely destroyed by the guns and the melee of one of the members of Team Babadook. And that attack had no chance at all.
And that's unfortunate too. It's a good setup, an opening setup for that attack. And Team Babadook just shut that right down. That was a really, really good take on that from Team Babadook. So right now they are going to make their way up here. Probably try to get that sniper rifle. I think it's in there. If I'm right or wrong, I think it's in there. Oh, wait, we got a free boom coming in and a bank spit. Rochelle jumps out. So she's split right now if they want to capitalize on this because they're cut off from spit. I'm surprised now they're going for it. Now they're going to pull, but now the Charger's waiting for the intercept. This is smart. Oh, he's going to miss the level too, so we do have a 2-cap going on here. Charger is now cleared. Everything's cleared, so a little bit of unnecessary damage from Team Babadook to take there.
I see what happened, and it's incredibly unfortunate. Not even so much a miscommunication, just really unfortunate. But anyway, jockeying on here onto Rochelle. What happened was, I believe it was Nick who was actually caught on the outside of the doorway when he got boomed, and then the spit went down, so he wanted to run through the spit, get reconvened with his teammates who were inside of that room, and then Rochelle saw that he was outside, so she ran through the doorway and jumped over the railing to actually get back to him. So it's kind of like, you know, I'll come to you, and unfortunately Rochelle ended up paying the price there along with Ellis. But regardless, tank up in the hands of Lust Yun, aka just Lust here for a Team Table Flip. Scope is trying to get some early chip here onto him, and will land a total of 3 shots, I believe it was. So not too bad of chip early on there. Now they're going to fall back to the wide open area. He's going to go for the car, and whenever this tank looks like he's going to commit, we'll go and toss over to Aurum for Team T Flip.
Yeah, we have Bravo with the HR, but that's on Rochelle. Bravo has the HR. Tank is in the hands of Lust. He's going to work that car in right now. He has it in a decent spot, but it could get clipped on those fences. We know how upsetting that can be. Team Table Flip do have their hit up right now, but they're just waiting on probably where they're just conveniently talking their way through this. And right now, oh no, David had a rough one. Unless he was just sacking it, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. It looked like he was trying to rock it, but kind of like missed his step. Not sure, David, if you watched this and you were saying, hey, no, it's just sacking it. I'm sorry that I called you out on that. Give me a break. I haven't cast in like 3 years, okay?
It's fine. But regardless, Lust has taken 450 damage. Once again, 3 shots from that Scott, I believe, which is in the hands of Lust yet again. Or not, it's not in the hands of Lust. It's in the hands of Bravo. But he's going to commit here. No car needed. He's going to push in right away with these 3 cappers. That's all he has. No hittable yet again. Charger going completely whiffing. That's a Charger out for at least another 15 seconds as it reloads his charge. Night Gant lands a single punch, another punch onto Coach. Turns around and lands a single punch onto Nick. But unfortunately, that's the SI dead. And this tank's just getting absolutely ripped here by the scope here. Taking 18 or down to 1,300 HP, down to 1,000. Looking for a last second punch here. Not going to find it. Oh, gets killed off the very last second. And that's a dead tank in the hands of, I believe that was Lust? No.
Yes.
It was Lust. Okay.
Yep.
Just make sure. I had a brain fart right there. I was like, oh god, whose tank was that again? Well, yeah.
If I'm team Babadook right now, I'm happy with that. Obviously, like that tank, he got a few extra punches that he shouldn't have got, but it is what it is. But no wipe. Everybody's got full is roughly around the same health bonus, but solid. So right now, Team Babadook's got to be happy with that. And we do have an attack coming in right now. Hunter is going to land. Hunter is cleared. Spoke is going to go. Here comes Jockey. Really nice interception, but a nice clear from Nick. So a little bit of damage. What is?
Sweet.
Sideways box.
He just ran through the dead spit and
he must have been a little confused. He was standing and spit for the whole time. He's trying to jump up on the washer and dryer set there and was still taking damage.
I
So
mean-
he might be upset with that.
I mean, all honestly, I can see where he's coming from probably. If he saw the initial spit go down and the initial puddle that happened, then yeah, he obviously thought that he could sneak around. But anyway, Charger coming in here. But what I think happened was the spitter died while he was turned away, and he actually walked through the dead spit, which kind of filled up the gap between the washing machine and kind of where the original spit was put down. But anyway, or not even Boomer, but Charger going in, grabs a scratch on Ellis. Boomer does end up getting popped. 2 survivors out front, 2 inside the house still, and it's going to be a spitter with no spit and a smoker up here, so they're probably just going to end up saving this for the whole.
It looks like they want to chase the spitter, but I think they're just going to give up on it. That was a really nice level by Sideways and a nice pop by Bravo there. Yeah, it was unfortunate. It looked like the game of lava as you played as a kid where don't touch the floor, it's lava, but Sideways boxed. You lost the game there, man. Cheesy jokes, I know, but
I had a really funny thought there.
real funny talk.
Real funny.
Yeah, it looks like they want to do. It looks like they're gonna go for a classic sewer hit. This is old Left 4 Dead 2. This is old school. The charts from behind, spit, and they are going for it. The chart's got a charge right now, and he's gonna land. Oh, and it's huge. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I love this hit. I don't know why. It's such a classic hit, and it works. Sideways Box doesn't go down.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, he gets out of the spit with enough HP to actually stay alive and walk away. But regardless, they take a lot of damage. They're wiping out quite a fair amount of the health bonus. But yeah, as you mentioned, classic Left 4 Dead 2 strat. Throw the charger from behind it, everything else from the front. And no one expects it. No, everyone's always looking for to the front, thinking they're going to get charged back in the hole. Boomer going in, does not land a boom, but does manage to make the survivor shoot it and trigger one of those car alarms. So this is going to call in a little bit of horde here. But once again, good tunnel hit, or I guess you could call it sewer hit by Team T-Flip.
Yeah, I love that hit. It's just, it works. It just works. Because now with the top of the ladder hit, that used to be the go-to, but now it is. But we do have an attack coming in. While I'm talking, we do have a charger gonna whiff. Jockey's already shut down. Hunter's gonna get dead stop, but he's actually still bouncing. He's gonna land and Sideways box, and they shoot the car. It's just a wealth of things going on right now.
I have no idea who actually just shot that car. Once again, another car alarm gets triggered. Now they're going to have to fight off a little bit more horde before they make their way up to the ambulance. And luckily, all the hordes actually funneling from below, so this makes it a little bit easier for them to actually get up the ladder. I'm not too sure what actually matters or changes where the common spawn from. Sometimes it's common spawn from the top of the ladder. Sometimes they spawn in like the back area on the bridge and like fall off on the side there. But regardless, they make their way up. All the hordes pretty much behind them. They still have this witch to deal with, who is being drawn by Alice here, and she's climbing up very quickly up on top of the bridge. Spitter going for a free spit. Look, make something happen here. Boomer getting popped there onto Coach, but that's a dead witch. Alice running through the spit once again, and I feel like it's avoid the spit's name of the game right now for Team Babadook.
Yeah, just free spits seems to be the key right now. They just line up some free spits. There was a really, really nice smoker clear by Bravo on that. And then the witch just went flying from being shut down. So right now, most of the health bonus is sitting on Dylan. He has the only solid health bonus. So if you keep it up here and they all make it, they're going to win this map. Yeah, they will. They should. At least this map.
And we will be seeing the finale played as well. This is a best of one because they're both North American teams. So we'll be seeing the finale played, and that's where this match will end. But anyway, Smoker going to pull onto Rochelle there, very quickly clear it off. Smoker getting killed off. Hunter landing for a brief amount of damage. And then Jockey also latching on to Coach there. Boomer rocketing its way in with those B-hops. And it will be killed off by the team without proxying on anybody. So they will make the safe room. I believe the health bonus is a little bit higher than we saw at Team Flips. Yeah, they're actually double. They're at 232 versus the 108 right now. So they can claw back over 100 points if they walk in like this.
So right now I would not have Dylan in the back. Please protect him. He is your health bonus, but it looks like he's going to make it in. Oh, nice shutdown by Stoopy. Oh, a little bit of spit damage again on the sideways blocks, but they keep Dylan safe, which is the main point. And like you said, yeah, they basically double the score.
Yeah, they come back with a 108 positive note there. So they do claw back. Actually, I don't even know where my score counter is. For some reason that didn't show up. But regardless, the score differential down to around 400 points here. Once again, it's still in favor of Team Flip, but we have 2 maps left to be played. Map 4 and Finale, of course. So really anything can happen on map 5, of course. That's known as like the coin flip map, where it can literally go either way. We've seen huge games. I'm sure many of you remember Bravo running through the Parish 5 versus Team Illyrian, I believe it was, a couple tournaments back. That was still probably the most intense, like 10 seconds. I think Rails and I were crying like as that was happening, because Bravo was the only survivor left who was running forwards, and they lost by like 3 points distance-wise. It was so unfortunate.
I think I remember that. Yeah, I think it.
It was literally I didn't even know how to feel. Like, I was happy and sad at the same time because that was such an amazing match, and it literally came down to Bravo just like running, and unfortunately I think it was a smoking.
Always a smoker, man. You can never do that. We are going live right now. This map 4 is huge. Basically, who wins this map? Usually, who wins if we're just going to see a boomer drop down there. Just get a little proxy there. Looks like they're trying to hold for a spit. I didn't see where the tank's late anyway. It's 50%. 49% to be exact. But right now we do have the smoker. He was trying to pull, or I think he's just making noise. Yeah, he's just making noise. As team table flips making their way around, Hunter's just pounce around making noise. He's actually going to go in, but then Charger's going to get some punches. Now he's going to double charge and get leveled anyways. Late spit. Kind of a scattered attack.
Yeah, that was actually really unfortunate. The Charger yet again going for a long charge, trying to land some sort of double or something, unfortunately. But he ended up getting leveled. He should have just taken the quick charge up against the wall or the door frame, if I will. And that would have allowed a much easier target for the split to actually land down onto. That's the thing that we see a lot with a lot of players. They still go for the long charges, the glorious double, triple, quad charges. But if you really want just that burst of damage, just put him against the wall. All you gotta do is just throw him against the wall, let the spit do its job. But like that, we see the Charger going for a really quick charge up against us, just immediately pinning him. And Smoker and Hunter both ganging up on Coach in the back. Nice amount of damage. David taking around 30 damage from the hit, and Hib as well suffering around probably 10 or so, I'd say.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good attack. Charger did exactly what you were just talking about, Kiss Me. Is just going for the simple charge, just an easy charge. Get the charge, you know.
Yeah.
The long charges will come depending on the map and where you are. Sometimes if you got a distraction in the front, you can just like, yeah, I'm just gonna charge from here because if I run forward, they're gonna chip me and I probably won't ever get this charge off. So I'm gonna long charge it in, and it usually works. But depending on where you are, there he probably should have went for a short charge. We do have a boom coming in right now. He's just gonna land a double move, but actually gets the proxy for that. Jockey is gonna lead in right now. Here comes the Charger. Here comes the spit. Everything's coming in, but it's missing now. Jockey and Charger land. Jockey just takes Rochelle right outside, and they're cut off by spit, so he's getting a lot of damage onto Rochelle right now. That's a great jockey from Stoopy.
Yeah, and actually look at the health bonus of Team T-Flip. 3 of them down around 50 HP. That was a massive hit. And Lust is actually, he's in the 40s. Low 40? Yeah, he's actually at 43 HP. Tank comes up in the hands of a Stoopy. And this could be a big make-or-break tank. If they get a wipe here with this tank, this could easily spell a switch here. I mean, the tides could be turning with this tank if Stoopy can make it happen. And I mean, he has 3 great players, Swib, Bravo, Dildo for support, so you can guarantee they're going to do their damnedest. They have a tri-cap, Hunter, Smoker, Jockey, and actually we see Team T-Flip falling back.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go play out in that room, which is a pretty smart idea, especially in EQ. Just really, if they have their melees all together, just really just swing on that tank. Nice job by Stoopy, though. He's going to bring this car in just to make sure nothing cheeky can happen from Team Table Flip. They're going to try to go for a pull. Yeah, I wouldn't want that Smoker in that small room anyways. I think they're going to want that Charger, Jockey, and Hunter is what they have. I think they want that Charger. I wouldn't even get a Boomer for this attack. That's just me, but it's such a tight room and hard. So they're going to really beat up on Stoopy when he gets in.
Yeah, I think the only way that this Boomer can actually land is if they actually throw it in first before the tank even thought of committing. Because if they can actually get a boom onto Lust, that's huge. Because he has a scout. I mean, he does have a melee, which is a baton. So he can actually clear common very effectively. But it really comes down to if this Boomer can land initially. They do have a Boomer, actually. They could possibly land this. This Boomer really can't wait, though. And he is going to wait. But Tank is not waiting at all. He's going to go ahead. He's on a second pass, 20% rage. Gets a hit on the Coach, puts him towards the door. That's going to call the Horde onto that. Rochelle getting hit outside the door. He has 3,000 HP left. And that's a double boom inside the room. Rochelle's going to go down here. It's a down end cap. Coach actually pushing him with the machete. Going to get a nice couple of hits. A Stoopy backpedaling, though.
I know he doesn't have much health here, but I thought he could have done a little bit more there by committing.
Yeah, I would have definitely probably stayed on Coach, but once again, when you're in these situations, sometimes you don't see everything that's going on around you like we do, obviously.
Yeah, we can sit back and examine it, right? Whereas what's going on in your head right now for Stoopy is probably something different, or his team might have called something that we don't understand or we're not getting, right? So I get that. Tank looks like he's just going to try to land a random car here. Oh, it's so close. I don't think he's going to land it now.
Oh, it hit! Oh, huge! 200 HP and a Stoopy slams him with a car!
Oh my.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's huge.
What a car hit!
Doubted you.
I mean, that was good damage regardless, but immediately taking away the rest of Hib's health. He didn't have that much solid left. I think he probably only had like 15 or 28 solid left. But he had a lot of temporary, and that just got absolutely shut down. Hib ran forward to actually melee the jockey who he dead stopped, and the car was just right there.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go for the other survivors, and it was right next to that pole, but he made a really nice flick hit and hit Hib. Anyways, we do have an attack coming in. Nice arc boom. Pole is going to land. Charge is just going to miss. Nice spit, though, to maybe just block him off a little bit. Boom is going in for a few scratches. Coach taking a little bit of common damage, and everything is shut down. But back to that tank while they were out there. I found it weird that he let Rochelle go down right in that doorway. I thought maybe he's gonna punch her out towards the porta potty that's right to the left of that area, or to the right, depending what side you're looking at, and have her separated and maybe have one of his SI that were up at that time to cap her, and then maybe commit. He had two boomed, lots of common. And while I'm talking, kiss me, sorry, we do have an attack coming in. Hunter's trying to pounce right now. Smoker's trying to pull down. We have a shutdown. Nice. We do have a pull line for a little bit. And a spit pounce. That's going to be a little bit of damage onto Ellis. And he has a little. Hibbs only needs a hit to go down. They got no pills here, kiss me.
Yeah, they have no pills left. They probably have one or two up somewhere in one of the pill boxes. Or the pill box up ahead, I should say. So Hib on the brink of actually down here. Actually, surprisingly, Han finds a set of pills and gives them to Hib.
The more you know.
Good guy, Han. Finding a set of pills. I'm not actually too sure exactly where they were. They could have actually been a little bit up ahead. I just didn't look. But regardless, Triboom going out. Rochelle gets pulled by the Smoker. Hunter looking for an inside. Not going to find it. Charger looking for a big charge. Not going to find it as well. But Double Cap does land good damage. Hib immediately losing pretty much all the health that he just popped with that set of pill. And David also taking a little bit of damage. They have basically 3 slow players. Hib's about to be in the slow range as well. And actually everyone's slow. You know what? Screw it. Hib's about to drop down. 3 of them are slow already, and they're going to be able to cross that float even with their slow amount of health that they have on them.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Team Babadook's getting their spawns out. Just go for a fast attack, like get that boom, like they just did. That's what I was talking about. And right now we do have a Charger stumble somehow. Coach takes a little bit of damage. We do have a jockey landing in the back, so nice spit delay. I expected that Team Babadook was going to go for that quick hit because Lust and Hib are pretty low. I want to talk about that other hit, though. The Charger came in and landed a charge onto Han, who is their health bonus. He just went for a charge. He was full boom. Probably could have got a couple punches on him, but it was a real smart move, just getting some damage on their health bonus. Sorry, now, is there still a witch up, too?
No, actually, what happened was Hib went for the crown. She was actually in the alleyway that they just went through.
Oh, okay.
And he did land a crown. If he did not land a crown, that would have been huge. But Double Boom going in, laying a double proxy on the Coach and Ellis. This will trigger the rest of the attack. Tri-cap happening with the Smoker, Jockey, and the Charger. 2-cap landing. Smoker getting broken, though. Smoker going for another pole. Actually, Tongue getting broken. It must have been on the pole closest to a Stoopy. Good damage, though. A couple punches and that Jockey ride happening. And that's going to put T-Flip down even further health bonus-wise. They are making distance, though, and that's really what I think they're striving for right now. They're not even so much going for safe room. They could definitely make it, though. I mean, you have Hib, who's about to go down, David as well. Probably one punch. Actually, one scratch goes on to Coach, and that's going to put him down to 1 HP. He's about to bleed down to 1. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at 1 HP right now. You're going to just, really what they want is just to put one guy down at a time. Nice boom. Nice boom here. Charger's going to come and just start punching the health bonus. But that was a health bonus. Davis is down, so Hib only needs to hit. So this is good for Team Babadook because it could just turn into one of those one spawn after another spawn. Just keep attacking one at a time, keep that guy down, and it just wears him out. And there's the down in the alley. That's huge for Team Babadook. But I don't think they have any spawns really to... No, they don't. They have Sideways Bucks up in 1 if he can do something. But that gives Hib all the temporary bonus. And look at this push from Ellis. From David.
Yeah, I mean, Alice is the next closest going down here, though. Next up behind that is Han, a.k.a. Nick. And then, of course, Hib and Lust bringing up the tail in there. But we'll see what they can actually make happen here. Hib is black and white now. One in-cap does go out onto David there. There's the in-cap happening. Spitter throwing the spit out towards her shell. She walks into it for a second there, but immediately backs out. And this could result in another cap. Nope. Beautiful skate there by Lust, shutting it down with that scope. And they'll actually make the safe room. And they do have a little bit of health bonus left on Han.
It looks like Bravo wants to get this Charger in. Can he even... Nah, that's a tough one. If you can get the hop on the B hop in, maybe he'll get it. I'm surprised Team Table Flip. I didn't think they, I thought everybody would be in temporary, but we saw Han made it to the room with actually some health bonus, but it's not a big health bonus, but they made it. The distance-wise, a score of 728. That's pretty good for this map, especially considering the fact, you know.
Yeah, that was actually really well.
I thought they could have got wiped on that tank.
Oh, I definitely thought it was going to be a wipe. I could see why Stoopy pulled out. I could see, like, if you were in the moment, you would back it up. But, I mean, if he just stayed in, the SI were probably 2-3 seconds out at that point in time. And, I mean, it was still good SI support initially, though, as well. They were able to get Rochelle outside of the actual room, and it caused the rest of T-Flip to kind of crowd up towards the door. But, regardless, good attack and tank there for Team Babadook. Now they're over on the survivor side. The health bonus for the last round, by the way, was 28. So that is basically non-existent. But if Babadook can make the safe one with like a 200-300 health bonus, we'll see a virtually tied game going into the final map here. So let's see what Team Babadook actually has in store for us. Nice boom and starting things off here. Gets a try or a double proxy. Charger getting absolutely destroyed there though. 100 pounds of coach, but he's right outside the door unfortunately, so that's an easy clear. And then also the smoker grabbing on the coach as well. They're kind of dogpiling your boy here.
Yeah, they're piloting my boy Dill here, but that was a pretty good attack by Team Tableflip. They just really went in for it. They basically just said, hey, let's just group up on this guy that came out. Let's punish this guy. They got quite a bit of damage on, too. They took about a quarter of his health. And if I'm Team Babadook right now, that health bonus from Team Tableflip is non-existent. We do see a nice arc boom for 2 here. It looks like Team Tableflip wants to attack here. Charger's going to set up from behind. I think it might be too far now. He's going to have to change position, which he is doing. Hunter is ready up. He's just making some noise. He's going to pounce around. And he's committing right now. He's going to pounce in. Charger's coming in a little late. Oh, he gets leveled anyways, but still it's going to go down. Coach's going to take Dylan. Taking a bunch of damage. Hopeful clear. That's a huge attack. He gets boomed for his measures again. Like, sorry, Dill. It's not your day right now, man.
Yeah, Dill's not having the funnest of times right now, but it does kind of designate him as the damage tampon for the rest of this game here, or at least until someone else takes a lot of damage, because they do have to still go through this tank. The tank can be quite a doozy because you do have to get back over the van here, but let's see how well Team Babadook can actually take this hit here. I wouldn't put my money on seeing T-Flip throw their attack here before the alleyway. Boomer spawning for us out the window, gets a single boom onto Nick, arcing it through the window. Good heads-up play by him, and that's going to be a dead boomer, but there is Horde obviously going out onto Nick here, spawning up and making their way into the room.
Yeah, now with this boom, because it looks like they wanted the spitter for the fallback, if they're going to do a fallback attack. Yeah, like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if they just attack, get some damage in. You never know, right? Because the more damage, the better, right? Even if you sep a guy, who knows? I think that tank spawns pretty far back. And one thing for Team Babadook here is, like you said, there's like no health bonus that Team Tableflip got here. So all Team Babadook got to do is play his tank smart. And then just hold on. And they're pretty much right back in the game. They were barely down heading into this map. They're only down about, what, 400 or so?
Yeah, around
that's nothing. So that's nothing for these guys. But right now we do have Team Babadook just making their way down town. Walking fast, faces past. As they're... Sorry. Trying to check that. And we do have the attack going in right now. The wall gets level, but a damage pounds landing for 12, and the spit block, and there's pull forward, and the spitter's still getting some scratches and finally clear it. They kind of pinned it, but that tank is so close. He might just go for it. No, he's gonna take the. Yeah, that's a very smart move by David. But do they know that? Does the Team Babadook know that he's in there?
They gotta have some feeling. They could probably hear his footsteps.
I think they
yeah,
know
they
now
know.
that Bravo's probably gonna figure it out here. But
Bravo,
don't do it.
Bravo better back it up. He's pushing right at the tank. But regardless, tank once again in the hands of David for Team Tableflip, and he's definitely known for some good tanks. He's had some good showing. But let's go ahead and kick it right over to T-Flip Warm because it looks like he's probably going to commit here in a second.
Just block that door for the boomer and shit.
If I push him towards you, Les, can you get that? Boom.
I'll try.
I'm gonna push him towards.
I'll get a pull. I'll save it. Get the boom.
Get the boom, get the boom, get the boom.
You finish it with the charger.
He has plenty of health.
Nice charge.
Oh. You didn't need to pull that early. Meld me in here.
Got a pull.
One
Get
more.
on, get on, get on. Hey, you go all the way around and go get the car, like so. Try to jockey.
Let's go ahead and bring it back over. This tank only has 100 HP left. I don't foresee Asian being able to do anything much with this. They can probably tell the tank is already backed out, and it looks like he's going for the car from the comms that we heard. Charge landing on Nick here, though, and yeah, he's going to start working with that car. Unless some sort of Hail Mary car happens here, he has 1 HP left. He literally has 1 HP. Somebody? Okay.
Oh my god. I was like, if he gets another hit.
He literally had 1. I'm like,
1
someone,
HP.
if he got another cap, that would have been even better than a Snoopy's tank. That was pretty close, but regardless, a massive amount of damage going out onto Team Babadook there. They do manage to surpass the tank, though, so they will probably make their way to the event. No pills left on them, just like we saw Team Tifa pretty much happen. Coach? Coach just jumped down?
Oh, hell no. Hell
Still?
no.
No, I think he's back. Okay, wasn't sure. It looks like this Smoker's just making some noise here. So Dylan was already the sponge. We see a quick charge coming out. It's gonna fail, but we do see a boom and a little bit of spit damage going on to Ellis and a scratch getting onto Coach, but it doesn't really matter. He's the sponge. Yeah, we saw Dylan was already low, Coach, before, so him going down wasn't a big loss. He lost Sideways Box, who had full health, but then you still got Bravo and a Stoopy. Stoopy's a little lower on the radar, but you need to keep these guys healthy. And they do gonna get some pills up here. Gonna get some. That's English. They are gonna get some pills up here. That is top of the line English. And I'm sorry. I apologize to David. I didn't know that was Asian. My big man here. We do have a charge coming in right now. Charge is gonna land, but gets cleared. But a pull and a jockey on the far side. We have a boom. We have a big separation, and that's the health bonus too. Please clear that. Tim, please.
That was a massive amount of damage by that jockey. Unfortunately, once again, he also was the holder of the scope there for Team Babadook, so they weren't able to get the easiest clears, as two of them are running shotguns and then one has an Uzi. So they were a little caught out in the dark there, I should say. And yeah, so we'll see Team Babadook start the event here. Their health bonus is absolutely getting demolished now at this point, though. But we can still see them make the safe room. They have a couple sets of pills up ahead. Hunter actually pouncing in behind L4D2 was, and looking for a pounce. I'm not going to find it, though. Charger and Smoker working together. They do land a double charge up into the corner there, and there's no spit just yet. Here it comes now, dropping down. Rochelle's going to take a lot of damage, and that Smoker is still alive. X that, he just got killed off by Ellis and that machete. And so that will be the attack up on Overth, but a lot of damage and push out. Stupid losing that health bonus.
Yeah, it was a really nice attack from Team Table Flip there. If I'm Team Babadook, especially Bravo, I'd be like, shake my head like, boys, what is happening? I'd be so mad. Like, the health bonus, all we gotta do is protect me. And you see a jockey just randomly coming in, taking down Coach. Really smart play. And we do see a boom. Nice pop by Dale. And a spit. And another. This Hunter's just scratching people. And now Nick's in the spit, but he is gonna get up onto that wood. So now this is where you see just attack after attack coming in here from Team Table Flip, especially when you got the Horde in. Like, just seeing anything. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another free spit somewhere in here in the alley. And the witch is... Oh, nice crown by Dale.
Indeed, Coach going right for that crown, easily nailing it. And as I was actually, I actually misspoke earlier in the game. Since this is EQ, there's no plus 20 for the witch. I am sorry for that. It was I'm like all over pro mod mentality, I think, for casting. But anyway, attack coming in, though. Nice try cap happening with that smoke, jockey, and charger. Spit goes on top of that. That's going to be an in cap out onto Ellis. And I believe that will be his second in cap upon getting up, so he's going to be black and white. And we also have a Stoopy and a Bravo bleeding out here. Stoopy actually taking an in cap due to the common. And this could be the end here, because there's going to be another attack coming up here very shortly. Smoker going to pull onto Rochelle. That's going to be another in cap. That's 3 people down. Smoker does get killed off, though. So if they can get Rochelle up here quick enough, they could maybe continue on here. But the attack is starting to come up here. Boomer, Hunter, and a Spitter so far with 10 seconds out on Swib. Boomer going down, lands a nice double boom with a proxy onto the third, that being Rochelle. And this Hunter's going to go for a pounce here sooner, or later, probably. Actually goes in for DP.
Oh!
Yep. Asian going with the DP, lands it onto Dill.
And a charger spawned up in the form of Hib. He's getting slashed in the back though, but he gets the kill anyways. This charge, this is looking like a wipe here for Team Babadook, which is really unfortunate, and it is. There was so much potential after that tank.
Yeah, they had quite a bit of health bonus left, but as we saw happen with Table Flip, they also lost up the health bonus. They were able to make the safe room though, but they only walked in with a 28 health bonus. But yeah, that will spell the end of map 4 here for Team Babadook, and this is gonna be around a 600 and what is that, 13-point differential going into map 5, which isn't impossible to overcome, but it's It's going to be a task. We're going to have to see.
Yeah, it's definitely a task.
Yeah, we're going to have to see a wipe early on here. Not from the tank, but probably at one of the holes in the bridge. But, you know, it's just going to come down to if Team Babadook are actually up for the task and can make it happen. Once again, Table Flip, very well-known team, been around for a long time, a lot of good survivor play and good heads in their team. So we'll see if Team Babadook can actually overcome that. And yeah, I mean, as for the regional stage, I would definitely see Team Table Flip and Babadook making it out of the group stage. I believe it's the top 2 teams advance. So you have to go 2-1, if I'm not mistaken, or 3-0. But I would definitely see them 2 advancing. I don't think any other team in the group can really, match up against them. But once again, Team Babadook, kind of unknown, kind of a different team, some new players. So, well, not new players, but never really been on a team together. So we'll see how it goes. With that being said, though, we're going live with map 5.
Yeah, right now they should be sacking this boomer. Boomer and spitter. I don't know what their third one is, sorry, I can't see, but it looks like they're probably just hopping with everything. Yeah, just sending everything. And a nice boom, a lot of spit damage on the coach.
Yeah, that was
more than they should have been.
Yeah, that was one of those spit things that we were talking about, where the spit spreads to places it shouldn't have. It actually spread up on top of that railing right there.
Yeah, so he had to hop off.
Yeah, he had to kind of run through it to get out of it. A little unfortunate, but regardless, they're going to go ahead and set the bridge here. And first tank coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be coming up here shortly. As you said, too, Team Table Flip is just a complete team. They've just been playing together for a long time. Together with them, they've got a lot of chemistry. It's Team Babadook's a bunch of good players on one team, kind of playing. Some of them have played before, obviously, but just not as a team as this 4. But skill alone is why they're so good. They're just smart players. All of them are really good players. That's why they're going to be probably one. They're probably going to be 1 or 2 in their group, and that's just given. And probably one of the best North American. I forget they put up all these fences here. We do have 100 just pouncing around. And he's trying to land a pounce on a Rochelle. He's going to land. Oh, and they're going to charge if she can't.
Yeah.
It's a death charge. Huge. That is a nice attack.
That was actually really nicely played. They held the SI for long enough to actually keep the survivors from being able to kill anyone. And that's a lot of damage on the coach. Massive amount of spit damage. And, of course, with Hib dying off there, do that charge, and Han taking a lot of damage, this is looking more and more like a wipe here, possibly. I mean, this tank, I don't foresee them being able to actually kill him. That was also their scope, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they actually Nick's got one. If I'm hearing sounds. Yeah, he's got one. A nice triple boom coming in, but a nice spawn block by Ellis. But it looks like they're just gonna smoke up from behind. They do have a charger from behind. Looks like they're gonna go for Ellis. Oh, they pulled him on the other side. I'm surprised.
Oh,
no.
Nick, he almost slid off.
No, Nick almost went off the bridge there. And a lot of damage going on to Ellis, and I think the Chargers are going to come in and get some punches here, too. And he's down. This is a lot of damage coming in from Team Babadook. This game is still up for grabs.
Can Nick get out of that? Nick is actually stuck. Nick is like levitating there. Okay, he does teleport.
Yeah.
Where did he go, though?
Oh! That Charger almost got a death charge there, too. I see what they're doing. They had the survivors up in the jockey. It's going to line. We do have some spit damage and a
What is going on? You don't see a lot of attacks happen in this area. Coach actually trying to pick up on Ellis here, though. Boomer dropping down. Lands a double proxy. Ellis dies off. This is going to be a wipe. What the hell is happening?
A wipe. The spitter, all he has to do is spit.
Coach?
Clever play. That was a clever play. He's really trying to save himself. This Hunter's going to have a hard time landing. Yeah.
Well,
they dropped the spit, though. Oh, no! What did we just see? What the hell was that? What is happening?
Lust got stuck teleported.
Oh, no.
Hib got DC'd. Ellis got separated. What just happened?
Well, you could say, like, Team Table Flip, they played that so wrong, but I think, in general, like, there's some miscommunication on some of that, but that first attack, the death charge Hib, the pounce in the middle, that was just, what a smart play by Team Babadook. I'm not sure exactly, there's some miscommunication too, but, like, no one was even close to be able to do anything, but as soon as he was pounced, they're like, yeah, he can't level this. It's almost impossible, but to have Hib in between there, and your teammate's not close is one thing. And then they could even add a death charge too, but it worked out anyways that they didn't death charge. They had Ellis get separated on the other side, Lust got stuck, and a ledge cap in that area. Like, What is happening?
I don't even. Anyway, round going live for Night. Double boom landing. Jockey not having any luck thus far. Gets immediately shut down by that shotgun. Hunter landing onto her shell there. And let's see. The scout is in the hands of... Actually, they don't have a scout. It must be somewhere up ahead. I could have sworn that table flip walked out of safe room with a scout. Or not a scout, but a scope.
I think they're going to go without it. I don't know if there's a scope at that van. I could be wrong. There might be one. Up ahead?
Maybe.
Question mark?
I thought Hib died off with a scout. Maybe I mistook it for a shotgun. Maybe it was a shotgun he had up in hands. But regardless, they start the event. They're gonna start pushing way further. This is definitely within their grasp now. If they make that helicopter, they need barely any health bonus, and it's only one tank in their way.
Yeah, and as we know, like this tank is very hit or miss. Like you can just really blow it, like bomb this tank. And right now, Team Babadook is making their way up onto the left side here. Jockey's coming in from behind. They're just really grouping up here to really mitigate any of this. And Charger is spawned up now, but I don't think he can do too much.
No,
he's getting some damage.
Yeah, there's no real death charge opportunity.
Yeah, he is going to despawn it. Really nice job by Team Babadook. They're just going to take the chip. I don't think they're too worried about their health bonus. I think they just want to make this map.
Yeah, and that's definitely a case of playing it safe. They do know that this Charger is obviously still spawned up. He went for that despawn, so they know he's going to be here for this next attack. And now it's see, do they push up the ramp into the Charger, or are they going to play it down low? Boomer going in, lands a nice triple boom. That's everyone boomed except for Nick, who's going to play in the back. They're just going to weigh out this horde now. They're playing it extremely safe. The other two SI are going to be a Spitter and a Smoker, so they can go for a Death Charger. They're looking for it. They line up, but unfortunately, Hib knocking Nick into the car there. That will be a bit of spit damage, but, I mean, that's better than taking a death.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And even at that, Team Babadook's barely taking any chip. Like, a Stoopy's taking a little bit. Everybody's taking a little bit, but not a lot. You know, so obviously they're trying to go for the deaths here. I don't blame them. Jockey's just going to spawn up, trying to get a ledge cut. He does, on the Humvee. Don't see that too often, but I do see we probably will see a boom from Asian here just up tight. I want to say something about that attack though where Hib did get death charged. That's a different, I've never really seen that one, you know, especially in the new one. Somebody jump into the middle, block that, you know?
Yeah, you try to stay away from the middle for the most part because there's railings all over
it's
the
a
edges.
dangerous spot. Like there's so many spawns, and we do have a pause coming out here from Sideways Box, Team Babadook.
Yeah, not exactly too sure of the pause. He is on the Survivor team, so it's not like the SI are thinking about what they're going to do here. But they did actually just take an attack. Tri-Boom did go out, obviously landed onto them. There appears to be a Charger, I think that is over there. Pretty sure it's a Charger and a Smoker. So a possibility for another Death Charge. There's not too many wide open areas here to actually make that happen, though. But they are coming up on that tank. I think they might actually be talking about how to actually deal with this horde because they want to try and minimize this horde before the actual tank spawns up, which I don't believe is possible to do without spawning the tank. I don't think this is a finite amount of common. I think it's infinite until the tank comes up. So they're going to have to push right into it. At this point in time, though, they're 508 points behind Team Tailflip. So that's pretty much the distance, which this map is worth, I'm guessing, 1,200 points probably total. So 600 distance. They'll need like 200 points of health bonus.
No, this is actually, depending, maybe it was just somebody had something going on, they had to pause, but a smart pause. Like they're really just like want to take this attack as perfect as possible so they can play the tank as perfect as possible. Is they don't want to probably right now. I don't know. We'll see what they're gonna do here. They probably were just trying to okay, let's just get it together here. We don't want to get caught with our pants down.
Indeed.
With a really nice attack, and well, I guess we'll see what Team Babadook does here. Yeah, it's like we were saying before though, with that death charge, that was a different play. Maybe it worked in scrims or something like that, but that was that's a really aggressive play. Like they must have been really confident in that play.
Yeah, and I think it would be a huge upset actually if T-Flip actually lost this. Because once again, Babadook, not a very long-time team. Does have quite a few long-time players on it. But as far as being on team together, really not all that much time spent together on it. But it looks like the tank has come up now in the hands of Han. Map 5 tank, really it comes down to this. They need a wipe. Because if they make that safe room...
Yeah, I kind of want to hear the Survivor War room for this one.
Yeah, I'm all down for that too. Let's go and kick it right over. Because I doubt this is going to be a very long tank.
Yeah, I'll have a boom.
I'm watching the back. Can someone skate rocks? I'm watching the back. I don't think the rocks can get it.
He dropped. He's back by his car.
Alright, fucking he's gonna commit, and then we're just gonna have to fucking kill him, that's it.
This is a hittable that does in-cap you. It's the only hittable.
I don't think so. Just don't even worry about it. Just shoot tank, why is no one shooting? I'm fine.
Jockey's dead.
Boomer up.
Watch
He's
out
coming
for
for
the
you
car.
guys.
Yeah, coming.
He's on you guys. Get back, get back, get back. Rock, rock.
Hittable, hittable.
Rock.
Rock. Chargers above, chargers above.
It's shit, it's shit. I'm fine, I'm fine. Charges it. Charge.
And that's a tank dead. Han, unfortunately, not able to secure the wipe. And they might be able to make this the helicopter. They have 3 people with green HP, 2 sets of pills left. And this could be a win here for Team Babadook.
Right there, it was looking good. The tank in the hands of Han. He was getting double punches, a nice boom at the land. Jockey died, but then the charger just never came in. He probably just couldn't find something that he liked, you know. But he should have maybe just committed a little earlier. Give his tank some breathing room a little bit, you know. Maybe just even get a random one charge. Do see a smoker police going to try to pull him in the hole, and it's not going to happen. A boom from Hart, nice arc boom. But yeah, we might see this. They got to charge it. They got to get something happen here because this looks like Team Babadook's going to win this map.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really that many more places for actually Team
Yeah.
Table to slide up. They can get Death Charge out here onto Coach. In fact, that is... Oh my god, the clear! Coach getting his life saved. I don't know who that was, but beautiful clear. Oh my god.
That's huge. That's... Team Babadook's going to win this game.
They're going to win. There's nothing here stopping them from winning. There's no more death charges. There's no more anything. Unless they get a death charge on that helipad.
Yeah, it's some random attack's going to land. Like, it's not going to... Like... For some reason, they can make a slowdown, tank gets in. But this is almost impossible here for Team Table Flip to do anything. Unless they practice something here that we haven't seen before. Like the spawns here. Jockey's just going to try to get some...
The charge is just standing there. Han's not even taking any of this.
Yeah,
and that's going to be Babadook.
That's a GG.
Oh my god. Right now, the scores haven't reflected yet, but wait for the score to tick
we'll
up.
See.
They won. There's
I'm
no
pretty
way.
Sure they won, yeah.
Yeah, they just blew it out of the water by 400 points. Team Babadook getting the upset on T-Flip on map 5. Oh my god.
And I was saying before, I was like, oh, it's usually map 4, but you don't see that often on map 5. That kind of swing. Like the coin flip like you were talking about. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Like, obviously, like, this is Left 4 Dead, people. People are going to be like, what? How'd you lose that? Team Table Flip won 4 out of 5 maps. And lost the game. But the thing was, Team Babadook kept it so close. They were barely down the whole game.
Yeah,
right?
they were within 3,500 the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I think 600 at one point, and that was like the lowest. Or the highest amount, sorry. Away, and then Babadook just unbelievable play on map 5. And just won the game off that map because they played it so well. Wow. I'm just... If I'm Team Table Flip, I'm honestly going to be a little upset. Holy cow. I don't even know what to say to you, Kiss Me, right now. That was a great play. I'm just not sure about that first choke point where Hib got death charged.
That was spectacular. Like,
that was just a smart play by Team Babadook, but I'm not... I feel like it was a practice thing or something like that. They've done it before and it works or something like that, but I was just so smart.